welcome, everybody. We are back here with another episode of Here on the Wastes, our weekly RPG sessions that we do every Friday night, where we play Horizons Unknown After Earth RPG, a game that has been created and designed by myself. My name is Scott, aka Shogi. We got our same group here of adventurers. Minus one, we do not have Mike here tonight because he is currently in the midst of moving. So real world stuff here. But we do have the illustrious group here of Mr. Ryan, aka Ran118. How you doing today, good sir?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here, man.
We got Mr. Burgher, aka Burger Noir, when he's got the blue thing going. He doesn't have it right now, but that's going to be a new thing upcoming. Book Time Noirs, detective reading with Burger. How you doing, good sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well.
Nice.
And of course, we got the Joker himself here. We got Mr. Shane O'Mac. How you doing, brother?
Doing well.
And
How's everyone?
Doing all right.
Good.
And of course, I'm your chief architect here and your host. I'm Scott, aka Shogi. This is a game that is set in the distant future of 2422. This is a sci-fi fantasy game, RPG that I've been created over right around probably the past 3 or 4 years. Hopefully, with some time here at the end of the year, hopefully I'll be able to get this up on like Indiegogo or what's that other one called? Kickstarter. To see if I can actually get the game fully finished and edited and get it a game out there for you all to play if you guys are interested. I want to thank you so much for being here this evening. Again, we do not have Mike. These are our... After this, I think there's only 2 more episodes, and that is the end of the season here for us. So make sure you always check the YouTubes if you want to check past episodes, or always just check Twitter, or find these guys because you can always find information when this game's going live. And you'll be able to check it out and watch it and keep up and find out what's going on with Rev's Rejects, even though that has not been used in several episodes here. But
Old lore.
old lore, this is true.
That was when Skag was still with us.
That is true. That is true. With last we had for this episode number 25, I believe what it actually is. I know Burger always likes to ask, what's the name of this episode? This episode is called Waking Up to a Runaway Devil.
A runaway what?
A runaway devil.
That's me, right?
That's absolutely you.
I'm the runaway devil.
Yes, that's
I
right.
tweeted that I think it's Otis. I think Otis.
What happened last time was Otis, Voldo, and the good doctor here went head to head against Miko and found out relatively that they were overmatched. With the help of Rev here, Rev was able to secure another Devil Jet, as well as a full load of people that he saved. Essentially,
No dead children on my Red Jet.
No dead children on his. Unfortunately, dead children on the other one. But no dead children on his. He was able to get Jonah out, as well as a few other of the elderly and young children, and dropped them off in Bighorn. Left him to the care of the older gentleman, who he had never met up to that point, who only introduced himself as Kara's father, who was kind of like running the business while Kara was out. Dropped them off with them, immediately left, and then took off to see if he can go by and pick up Otis, the good doctor, and Voldo.
I'm very trusting leaving children with old men, and last time it didn't work out very well.
Yeah.
So
Worked out terribly.
Did, yeah. Oh, yeah, with good old Cayman Black. Rev saves kids. That is right. And Burger saves Wasteland Fuel, which unfortunately did he? I can't recall.
No,
He didn't. Yeah,
Dragon's
it
breath,
was
or
completely
Dragon's
completely evaporated and burned up in the wreckage. With that, you did made an appeasement with Miko to let your group go and that he would not attack or essentially try to kill her, because Walter had essentially shown him a bit of mercy and helped him out. Walter, the blade-wielding cyberjackal samurai who sliced Rev down in one hit, and left good old Skag, if anyone remembers old Skag, probably still out there, and Otis completely stunned at what just happened. He was able to strike a deal essentially with Miko. Miko disappeared via a portal, leaving you gentlemen to get onto the new Devil Jet, and you took it back to Bighorn. With that, we ended with you guys just trying to get some sleep. You guys have been pretty much battered and bruised. And with that, we're just gonna just jump right in with Otis. As a setup just for Rev, though, because I know that this is important to him.
Okay.
You did find out that the children, that when you came back to Bighorn itself, you went back into Whiskey Pete's. Kara was there as well as her father.
Okay.
And they told you that they've set up the children in an underground shelter that they use to obviously hide away things. They figured based on if it was coming from you, and if it was, obviously you have a load of Terrans, essentially, that there's probably somebody out there looking for them if you're dropping them off here and then taking off.
Okay.
So they put them in an underground shelter. Obviously, some of that had opened up because a few of the other residents who had perished when last you guys showed up to Bighorn, when you dealt with the Fabulous Four themselves. She told you that they've been put in an underground shelter out of prying eyes, even of the residents, even those who have been left over, to anyone who might come with a specific inquiry into certain individuals that might or not be missing from a certain place that they should be or not be missing from. And she gives you the old wink.
And Rev just like, I have no idea what you just said.
She just goes,
Sounds good.
"They're safe, love. Would that work?"
I'm putting my trust in you, and also that 500 credits I paid for you for that.
She goes, "That 500 credits is barely even fixed the front of my establishment."
No, did we not pay for that before?
No.
You drive her hard bargain. Here's another 500 credits. He just gives her another 500 credits.
Okay. She has no
This
problems
is to take
taking
care of the
it.
kids. This is just take care of the kids, and there's more where this comes from.
She goes, "All right, thank you, love." She goes, "There's a couple of rooms upstairs. You lot look like you could use a good rest, a good shower." She goes, "Would you like us to bring you up anything? Some food, maybe?" And she actually looks at like the doc who's standing behind, and Voldo, who immediately she just kind of like. She goes, "What happened to your other friend? The drunk one?"
Skag. Otis and him had a falling out.
And she looks at you and she just goes, "Which one's Otis?"
That
She goes,
crazy
"Oh,
one over here.
Oh, I got understood. Okay." She goes, "Would you like to introduce me to the rest of your friends?"
I'm gonna go check on the kids. They can introduce themselves, and I'm gonna go like to the underground place just to make
Okay.
sure all the kids are doing okay.
The older gentleman just goes, "I'll take you, Sonny."
Thanks. Lead the way, Santa.
That's right, you called him Santa before. And Kara, a young girl with green eyes, kind of like walks up to you. She's obviously the head of the establishment here of Whiskey Pete's, and she walks up to you, Doc, and she just goes, "The name's Kara."
How do you do, Kara? I'm Ace. What are you
Interesting
doing
name.
here? Is she a kid, you said?
No.
Oh.
No, she's probably a girl that's probably in her late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah, I'm not interested. Whatever you're trying to.
And she just goes, okay. And
I'm assuming she's selling Girl Scout cookies or something.
she walks over to like Voldo, doesn't even like reach out or extend a hand. She just merely just goes, hello. And Voldo just kind of just goes, hey. And she goes, a lively bunch. And she
Yeah.
looks at you, Otis.
You got Wasteland Fuel here?
And she goes, I sold you our only one.
Oh, I thought you got another like shipment or something.
She goes, your friend bought it last time, remember?
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Yeah. Sorry. She goes, I'm sorry to hear about that falling out.
Huh.
She goes, but is there anything that Kate can get you?
We'll look over to the dock. I don't think so.
I just want to go to my quarters.
Yeah.
She understands and just goes, well, then I bid you a good night. She goes, you could always come down for breakfast. He goes, we obviously serve drinks 24/7 as well. She goes, well, good night, loves. I'll see you in the morning.
Sound nothing but piss.
She merely looks at you and she just goes, good night.
I'm gonna head to bed.
Sleep well.
So anything that isn't Wasteland Fuel is piss, huh?
Yeah.
Wasteland Fuel's like the crappiest stuff in the world.
Yeah, it sounds like the Steel Reserve of beers.
It is.
Oh, Rev, is there anything that you do when you just see the kids?
I just want to check on Toby and
Jonah.
oh gosh, Jonah. Thank you. I just want to check on Toby and Jonah.
You see that they're fast asleep.
Okay.
Completely
I'm gonna have
exhausted.
Okay. I'm gonna have a little, dad tucking them in moment. As I think about all the other kids that were lost that I sent on the first R jet. It's like I'm not gonna lose more kids. And then I'm gonna walk up and
he wasn't
and,
alluding to anything at all.
not that I'm blaming anybody or anything.
That
And I'm gonna go
nobody
up to
did
Karen.
anything to try to save those kids at all.
And I'm gonna go up to Kara and just say, take care of them, and then I'm gonna go up to bed.
Okay. With that, no problem. She does that. She merely looks at you. She gives you a nod, and she tells you which one of your rooms are. That are essentially just just group of rooms. They're relatively clean. You get from the sense of Kara that she's a hard worker, and though her establishment is kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and not many people come through, she does her best to present it as a well-to-do, well-run establishment. She makes sure everything is clean. For relatively, the drinks are clean, as well as the glasses. And I can't remember if you guys ate anything, but at least the smell seems to be something that's a nice smell. It doesn't smell like that beef jerky that's been rotting in Otis's bag for quite some time. And that's something that you've noticed as well, Doc, is the closer you always get to Otis, that there's just a really, really strong, burnt, pungent smell that keeps emanating from
And
him.
you have no idea what it is.
And just
You-
no idea. You don't know if it's just him or
All of the broken smell like that.
not that you And the doc, he's a doctor of ears, nose, and throat. And
I'm
makes sure
concerned
that he
about his
smells
hygiene.
everyone. With that one, as you guys all settle down to rest, as you remember, that will make sure that you get full vitality and full exhaust. Otis. You wake up, and you're standing in the middle of a dirt road. It's the main dirt road of Bighorn itself, just outside Whiskey Pete's. The town seems to be empty, and the dust kicks up and swirls around you due to the nice rolling breeze. You can't move, though. Your legs refuse to listen to your commands. You feel like you're planted like a tree. And then the ground begins to rumble and shake around you. You can now see in the distance a growing shadow. And as it seems to get closer on this horizon, you see it's a large armada of devil jets that are making their way towards you. You go to scream out, but nothing comes out. You notice that the rumbling is shaking the whole foundation of the town itself, as well as all the buildings around. As they get closer, they stop just over the top of you and begin hovering. You notice that their guns are now aimed directly at you. You can barely see them. You're squinting as they seem to have become lost in the sun as they start to creep behind them, blinding you. And then you hear the barrage of gunfire raining down upon you. You feel white-hot heat as the fire tears you apart, limb from limb. And with that, you snap out of this nightmare. You notice you're drenched in sweat. Your heart is racing inside your chest. It feels like it wants to burst. You even grab at your chest, trying to control the anxiety. As you begin to catch your breath and the anxiety starts to subside, knowing it was just a dream. You begin to wipe the sleep away from your eye and stretch. You feel rested, but there's a darkness that is growing inside your mind again. And you can still feel the aches and bruises from the past days. Doc, you're standing on your veranda, looking out towards the horizon. As your wife has her back to you, and she never looks back, you want to speak to her and walk towards her, but your feet can't move, and no word seems to come out. You just stand here, though, watching her, seeing the wind blow through her dirty blonde hair. The song, In the Still of the Night by the Five Satins, is playing in the speakers.
Great
It
song.
was one of your favorite songs. As you begin to see a dark shadow start to form around her. Unable to move, let alone think, you sit there and watch the shadowy form grow and continue to grow in front of her. But she never moves. It's the same power, that same engulfing shadow that Miko created is now the same one forming and growing and taking a life of its own. You want to scream to her to run, but you can't. You were cursed to just watch and do nothing as the power of the shadow grows and then begins to engulf her. Right before it does so, she glimpses back to you. A single tear falls, and she smiles. And then she's gone, lost within the shadow, engulfed within the darkness. You wake up. You wipe away that single tear that has fallen on your face before you rise from your slumber to take on the day. Rev and Voldo sleep soundly throughout the night but still feel pretty much battered and bruised. And with that, each one of you wake up. What would you like to do?
I want to head down towards the main level, I guess, and I assume they made breakfast or something. Like I don't know. It's kind of like an inn of some sort.
Yeah,
Okay.
essentially it's an inn, bar, and grill. It's
Okay.
it's a bed and breakfast if you want to look at it that way.
Okay.
As much as
Airbnb.
one can be on an alien planet.
Exactly.
As you wake up and you clean yourself up and you walk downstairs, you're the first to walk down. You can smell fresh baked bread. You can also smell what you believe to be bacon and maybe some kind of stew. It smells hearty, though, Otis. It's something that reminds you of what your mother used to make when you grew up.
With that, I think that's just gonna put me in like some sullen, keeping to myself kind of mood. Like I just woke up, kind of on the wrong side of the bed,
Sure.
just irritated and don't know what to feel.
Okay. With that, you kind of go downstairs. You just kind of make your way to a table.
Yeah, exactly. I want to grab
Okay.
some.
As you kind of go downstairs, you see Voldo sitting propped up in a table in the corner.
I'll go like this.
There's nobody else in the establishment other than
That's fine,
you
that's
and
fine.
Voldo. And Voldo is just sitting there, just having a drink. And he's kind of like smoking a pipe. And you get the same as what you kind of feel, that he's just kind of, maybe just kind of lost in his own thoughts. He doesn't kind of look up, doesn't really acknowledge you, but he's just sitting there quietly with just a single drink and just smoking a pipe. Doc, what would you like to do?
I'm going to sit on my bed and kind of collect myself after the dream I had.
Okay.
Think about it a little bit. Do a little self inventory. Stretch a little. I need sustenance as well, so I'm going to go down and see what's doing.
Okay. You as well go down, make your way down to the first floor. You get the exact same smells that Otis had gotten there. It's been a long time since you actually have sat down and had just a really good hearty breakfast. You usually just kind of like grabbing stuff and going, kind of continually moving. It's kind of like vagabond-like life. But there is, at least through the dream and what you've gone through since meeting this group, you feel it for at least a moment. There's just a moment of rest and pause before the next leap.
Yeah, my mood, though, is kind of a little bit somber, similar to Otis's.
Who knew
I'm just...
bacon does this to people?
Too many memories, man. This bacon is a bacon of memories.
I wasn't aware bacon made people depressed. Makes me feel great. Okay, understood. With that, you kind of come down. You see Otis. Did you take a seat somewhere?
I'll eat standing up.
Okay. Otis is just kind of like he's kind of like meandering around, kind of like walking in circles. Kind of like shifting from one foot to the other. He's just kind of standing there, just waiting for Kara to bring just a plate of whatever wonder she's cooking. Again, you see Voldo sitting on a table by himself with a single drink, feet kicked up, and smoking a pipe. Where would you like to sit?
To Voldo?
To Doc.
Oh, to Doc? Has Rev ever come back?
I haven't seen him.
How'd your
I
night
see.
go?
You know, okay. It went all right. You know, sleep wasn't the greatest, but I'm all right. I feel
Me
all right.
too.
Uh,
You think that
that's
bitch did something to us?
you know, it's really funny you say that. I can only assume you're talking about Miko.
Yeah, her.
I don't know.
That
All
was
I
some
know
crazy
is
stuff. That's all I'm saying.
I'd be lying if I thought about her when I woke up among someone else. That was
I don't feel right today.
I don't either.
I'm gonna sit down.
Yeah, let's go see what this guy over here is up to, Mr. Pipe Smoker.
You guys sit down at the table that he's at.
Yeah.
I'll go over there.
It's a really large table. You can put two of them together. Voldo doesn't say anything the moment you sit down. And then, as he kind of takes, a quick drag of whatever he's smoking. Again, it causes you to reflect, Otis. It's something that your grandfather used to do, obviously in his later years. It's the smell. These smells are just making you recall these memories and such. Even for you, Doc, it's a memory of a grandfather, your Terran grandfather, back when you were on Earth. And you haven't had this smell in this moment before, since. But with that, Kara brings two large hearty plates of large pieces of bread, some really hearty, nice hot stew, and some nice sides of bacon there. And she just goes, "Enjoy, loves. Freshly made."
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Voldo again merely kind of puts up his hand. He doesn't seem to be hungry, doesn't want anything. And then he kind of like blows a long drag out of smoke. And he just goes, "You both said you guys were doing great. And then both said immediately afterwards, you're not doing too well. What does that mean? Are you compromised?"
Well, it means that I'll live.
Compromise? What do you? Why do you speak in riddles?
Means, are you compromised up here? Can you continue to do what is needed? Because we didn't seem to get that done with Miko now, did we? I said we should stay and kill her. She was a mark. I'm an assassin. I don't walk away from marks.
Well, it looks like you failed your job. We weren't doing anything to her.
I was doing something,
What did we gonna fight her for a week?
if need be.
Well, I respect your position,
I don't.
but I'm gonna live before I die, and that seemed to be a dying scene, one I didn't care to do at that point. We're obviously up against something beyond our understanding or control at this point. So by all means, cast your dispersions. But we're sitting here now. We're breathing. We're talking.
She bleeds.
Well, thanks to you, we know that, huh?
Yeah.
Well done. Well done. Kudos. But she also breathes, just like us.
What?
She's alive. She bleeds, but she lived through it, and it didn't seem to do anything to her. We'll have to figure out something else. I'm not giving up on the mission, but I can't do it when I'm dead.
Well, you won't know, will you, if you don't go all the way with it? I just need to know that you guys aren't gonna like
I ran
fight
as
for a
far as I
little
could.
that you guys are just gonna fight for a little bit and then like when things get bad, not finish the job and keep running off.
I got my eyes on one target, and he's one big doofy motherfucker. You're gonna need me for that.
He looks at you and he just goes, I just want you to know where I stand. I can't continue to keep running away from targets. That's just not in what I do, okay? If we all work together, we could have taken her down.
Can Rev like walk up and hear this last
Not yet.
couple of sentences? No. Okay.
Rev, for the first time in a while, has had really, really nice sleep.
He can't get out of bed. It's so comfy and warm.
He's just like, 5 more minutes.
Okay.
It's just a conversation he's having with these guys. And he just goes, I will admit that she's powerful. But I think that together we could have done something. And it's not like you guys didn't try. But sometimes sacrifices need to be made. You go all the way.
You ever play cards?
He looks at you and he just goes, no.
When he says you go all the way, I kind of want to just take that in and go silent, sort of.
Okay.
Well, in any game of chance, you don't play every hand. Sometimes you got to put the hand down. Know when to walk away. Know when to run. It's a free country. You're obviously someone who works alone. Okay, maybe it's not a free country, but I don't particularly work with teams either. But sounds to me like you have a lot of thinking to do. If you don't think you're with the right crew, then you need to make a decision.
Well, remember, gentlemen.
I don't want to be with anyone that's going to question my loyalty.
That's what my job is. I need to make sure that you guys are going all the way with this. You were paid. You didn't do this voluntarily. Like it's a free gig that you can do something and you can leave. You were paid. You were given money. And if anybody should know this more than the other gentleman here, Doc, you know who you're messing with. So please, I understand where you're coming from, but don't act like you don't understand the situation and that you can walk away at any moment.
No, I didn't say I could walk away at any moment.
You were
So
paid.
you could.
You were paid to
You're
do
the one
a
with
job.
the problem.
You were paid to do a job.
Let's do the
Sometimes
job.
you make sure we need to get the job done.
Let's do the job.
Voldo just merely, I said my piece. Let it be. Enjoy your breakfast, gentlemen. And he goes back to his smoke. Rev, you wake up
Refreshed.
super refreshed. You notice the smell that is kind of permeating through underneath the cracks of your door. You don't know if when the last time you actually ate. But for some reason today feels like a good day. And you kind of get up and you pull yourself together. What would you like to do?
I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to grab a couple plates of food, and I want to take them directly down to Toby and Jonah and see how they're doing. Completely ignore the people in the common room there.
Kara tells you that they've already been fed and taken care of.
Well, just take the wind right out of my sails, why don't you, Kara?
She goes, well, love, you asked me to take care of and watch over them.
All right.
That's what I'm
Well,
doing.
if you're
And-
doing it, how are they doing?
She goes, they're okay. as much as they can be.
Are they going to be safe down there? I mean, if
It's a,
somebody comes looking for them,
it's a bunker. It'll take a lot to get through there. There's only one person who has a key, and that's me, love.
well, I'll tell you, I left kids with somebody I thought I could trust before, and it didn't turn out well.
Did you pay him?
You make a good point.
You paid me. And that'll be enough love to fix the front of my establishment. So you're okay with me.
For the first time, Rev is actually a little bit speechless. Wow, this woman speaks my language. He actually reaches out and just awkwardly pats her shoulder.
She awkwardly looks at you and just goes, "You're a good negotiator, love."
I'm a master negotiator.
And she goes, Would you like a plate for yourself?"
Yeah, I'll take one, and I'll go head towards the table where the other guys are sitting at.
And she goes, "I'll bring it to your table."
You're a good one, Kara.
She goes, "Okay." She looks at you. She goes, No, she doesn't. With that, you see Voldo quietly sitting there.
Uh-huh.
And you see Otis and Doc. Are you guys actually at this point just kind of like eating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's delicious. It's delish. Best bacon you've had since like 4 moons ago.
As I walk to join them, do I notice how glum they all are?
Roll awareness.
Okay. I rolled 12.
You notice that the doc doesn't seem to be too phased. He's just sitting there eating. You notice Otis is a little
Off.
That'd be probably a sense. And you notice Voldo is pretty quiet than he usually is. Then again, how much experience have you had with Voldo?
That's true.
Not much.
He's just a strong silent type
Yeah.
all I
But
know.
you notice that he's in his thoughts, if anything.
Well, I guess as I walk up, I'll say, Otis, you look a little red around the eyes this morning. Are you doing okay?
I'll be all right. This asshole, and I'm going to point to Voldo. He's got a lot to say.
Voldo,
Well, he probably is.
oh yeah,
sorry.
Voldo doesn't. He hears it. He hears the insult and doesn't pay it any mind.
Let me see your lighter there, Voldo. I'm going to take out my pipe. My tobacco.
With that,
I'm going
he
to pack
actually
a pipe.
he takes his hand and shifts it to the other hand so he can reach into his pocket, and then he comes out and just goes and just goes back to smoking his pipe.
I'm going to put my pipe back. I'm just going to sit there and nod now.
No, keep your pipe. I'm going to pull out my plasma cutter. I got you, Otis.
Go for it.
What do I need to
boy.
roll for this?
Just roll a d20. Let's see if that pipe withstands the melting of this plasma cutter.
I rolled a 14.
It just melts. He melts
God
that
damn it.
thing.
He's holding it, and I go,
I got that from the first... son of a bitch.
sorry, Otis. I
The
owe
first
you a new
Mortimer.
pipe. You got that from Mortimer?
The first one.
Came in black, yeah.
Yeah, it came in black.
Yeah, it's like
Sorry,
Damn
I
it.
owe you.
he like
Throw the
kinda-
rest of the tobacco
yeah,
on the
he kind of
floor.
like
all pissed.
leans in to like for you to do it. And the moment that he sees you go for the plasma cutter, he like wants to just go no as you just go.
I'm just gonna
you
look at
creme
him.
brulee that thing just down to nothing.
At this point, I feel like I'm just looking up at him, and I push myself up, and I go outside for some air.
Okay.
Otis is not having the best morning, I guess.
Just fucking melting my pipe, man.
Yeah, Doc, you just watched as Rev just melts old Otis's pipe here. Instead of bringing out a lighter, he brought out a plasma cutter and just went to town on that thing. You're muted, Shane.
Oh, that's one way of doing it. Was he trying to light it?
I was trying to light it.
He was trying to light it.
He was trying to, pick me up. Come on, bud, you got this. Here you go.
Rev's not the bardic type to fire people.
With that, he could obviously Otis just kind of he kind of throws his hands up. He hasn't finished his breakfast, and he just kind of pushes himself away and just kind of goes outside to take a breather.
Already too much this morning.
You gonna eat that?
Do you say that as he's walking away?
Yeah. You gonna finish?
I don't notice.
Roll awareness. Roll awareness, Otis.
15.
15. You hear him at the last second.
I'm cool. I'm going outside.
All
right.
He gives you some kind of ugh, and you take that as okay. That's not a no. And you kind of go to town on whatever's left of his. Rev is just. Do you say anything to the other two gentlemen here?
Well, as Otis leaves, I'm feeling a little bad that I just made his morning even worse. But I'm trying to decide if I notice any friction between the other two. Is that something I should roll awareness for to see if I notice anything from them? So I know nothing about their conversation, but I don't know if I get any.
Yeah, you don't know anything about a
vibes.
conversation. You just, again, you
You know what I just said. Basically.
You know what he's. Yeah, you don't need to roll that because you only know what Otis has said.
Okay.
Up to this point, Voldo essentially just gave him the middle finger as well, and the good doctor is now eating Otis' plate. So the good doctor's in the middle, just going, yeah, whatever.
More for me.
Well, I'll look over at Voldo and I say, if you got anything you need to say to me, you can say it to my face.
Voldo merely looks at you and just goes, and just kind of goes back to his smoke.
All right. Well, I'll just, since I am not the most socially adept person, I'll just kind of sit there awkwardly waiting for my food then after that.
Kara brings it up. It's piping hot. Slides it right in front of you.
Kara, you're a good one.
She goes, would you like something to drink, love?
Water's fine.
She goes, wasteland fuel?
I thought you didn't have any.
Just
wasteland
kidding.
fuel.
Water.
She's a character, that Kara.
She goes, yeah, and she kind of walks away, and she just comes back with like a nice little pitcher of water, and she kind of puts it in the middle of the table.
Okay.
Enough for all you guys to share.
Well, I've had a refreshing morning, so I'm gonna start digging into this food.
Okay. It. For you, it tastes bland. You don't know if it's your taste sensors have gone on the fritz, but it tastes. There's a hint of familiarity, but you just don't know what that is.
I'm just like, I need salt.
And that only happens when you eat the bacon.
Only when I eat the bacon.
For anyone who's in the chat, Ryan hates bacon.
I wish this was sausage.
Yeah.
I could go for a croissant right now.
With that, Doc, do you say anything, or do you? After that, you've completely just scarfed down both plates.
I just look over Valdo and I say, are you sure there's nothing you want to say to Rev? Because I feel like he's part of the conversation. And I want to reiterate the fact that I don't necessarily disagree with Voldo. It killed me to walk away from that without getting the mark. It did. I don't enjoy it. Even if it's a pseudo failure, I don't enjoy it. But I can't dwell on it. Number one, I can't use it as a source of friction. But I just basically asked Voldo, You sure? You know, you had a lot to say before Rev sat down. Sure, there's not anything you want to say?
Voldo merely, again, takes a long drag from the pipe, kind of holds it in, and then kind of exhales. And then he looks at you and just goes, "What's on the docket for today? What's our next move?"
We need to get Otis back in here and plan. Because now that we have disrupted their operation, that little bit of chaos may make it easier to capitalize on finding some new targets.
That's what I like to hear, Voldo. Let's move on.
With that,
I'm
Voldo kind of looks
curious.
at you and just goes, "You might have to get him a new pipe."
Yeah. You know, just trying to be helpful.
With that, he like takes out a lighter, and it looks like the one that you gave Otis and he lost. And he tosses it to you, and he just goes, "Try that one next time."
How did you? And I flip him off like he did to Otis earlier. Stole my lighter, put it in my
Full
pocket.
circle.
You didn't steal it.
That's what I assume he stole it. I just assume he stole it.
Okay. He really looks at you like completely and utterly confused now. He's just like, and just kind of just, okay. And he just goes, "Anyone want to go get your friend?"
I'll
He
on
seems to
my
have a lot on his
sidekick.
mind.
Yeah. I'll on my sidekick say, "Hey Otis,
At
we had
this
a
point,
team meeting."
you said in my dream, it was the road. I was standing in the middle of the road, right outside tavern, or whatever. I want to be standing in the middle of the road,
Do you?
just looking both ways.
Okay. You stand in the middle of the road. You get a ping on your sidekick.
Before I look down at it, do I see anything? Is it just seems normal?
As of
I
right
assume?
now, it just seems normal. There's a
Okay.
nice breeze that is kind of blowing through, kicking up the dust. It feels familiar. But that's how it felt when you got here the first time.
Mm-hmm. I look down and obviously I know it's Rev.
It's not from Rev.
It's not from Rev. Do I? It doesn't. I don't know what it is.
There's no name.
No name. I'll ignore it.
Another ding comes in.
Same deal.
This one's Rev.
I'll walk inside.
As you begin to walk inside, you start to feel a rumble.
I'm definitely looking down the street.
As you look down the street, you can see that there's nobody walking at this point. It seems almost like a ghost town, except for down at the very end is Max, who's taking out the tank from the garage itself. And you can see that he's modified it, and he's strapped just huge turbines on the back of this thing. And you figured that's where that rumbling's coming from, as he's just kind of like just revving it up. No pun intended to rev. He's just kind of like revving it up, and he's just kind of like pushing away, making his way down towards you. He's going super slow, though. You know, he doesn't want to let it out yet, but he doesn't exactly even, you know, he just sees you as some silhouette. But you could see that small little guy that you met before, kind of just like, yeah, just kind of like Just kind of like trucking this thing down the street there.
With knowing that, deciding that it's just that, I'm gonna head inside because I assume we're all gonna plan or something. He's calling me. I'm not gonna sit there on the phone right outside the building.
Yeah, it's so very like 2019. Nobody can actually just get up to walk outside.
Oh, I gotta text everybody.
With that, you see obviously you take a look at the message. It says, I'm out on a team meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. For the gentleman, you guys are kind of sitting there. Kara kind of comes up, cleans away the plates that are obviously been used, refills any of obviously some of the water that you guys have been drinking. She's like, you're her only customers of the day, so she's kind of like doing her best to kind of bring out the stops here, hoping for that big tip from Rev, because he's a big tipper. With that, Voldo kind of asks for a Socorro whiskey. And you figure at that point, it's getting into that part of the day where maybe we need to start hitting the drinks here. And she just goes, Socorro whiskey coming up, love. And Otis walks in.
I'll pull up a seat and just sit down. What's up?
Hey, Otis, we were just talking about what's going to be our next move.
Well, if we don't have to worry about Miko or a brother, I say we just go for Rufus.
We just was it his operation we just shut down?
I feel like we have to go for him or he's coming for us.
We just threw a monkey wrench in his business, so he's going to be on alert, I think. I think we need a better plan than our last one. The whole sneaking around thing didn't seem to work for us really well.
You took me out of it. I can't do anything. Even though I'm supposed to
Aren't
sneak.
you supposed to be the sneaky one?
Baldo merely lets out a bit of a chuckle.
I pay him no mind. I can't look at that guy right now.
I'm going to ask Rev, when we got here yesterday, Kara alluded to prying eyes and possibly people asking about her. I kind of want to like pick her brain a little bit and see if she'll tell us anything specifically about who was asking about the kids or something like that.
All right.
So I'm going to kind of motion for her to come over. And
Kara walks over. She goes, what can I do for you, loves?
Oh, well, first of all, sorry about my presumptions yesterday. I kind of blew you off a little bit. I was completely misunderstood about the situation.
She goes, I have some cookies baking. Would you like some?
I'm good, thank you. I'm actually full thanks to Otis's plate.
Okay.
I overheard you say something yesterday about, protecting the children and possibly people asking about them. Was there anyone in particular that you could tell us about that was asking about us or asking about the children? I mean,
well, I'm to assume, love, that you understand the group that you've shacked up with here, right?
More by the minute, yeah.
Right. They're the kind of group, if you don't mind me saying, that trouble seems to follow.
Yeah, that's accurate. Right,
Okay.
Otis? Yeah.
And
Right.
I believe the last time they were here, they also had another friend who doesn't seem to be here. And they had just, well, in the words of this gentleman, and she points at Otis, she just goes, blew up Sandormo.
Yeah. I claim the fame.
The hero of Sandormo, correct? The hero of the Battle of Sandormo. Is that what you said, love?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they're probably like wanted everywhere.
Understood. Okay, well, far be it from me to impede on client guest privileges, but is there anyone staying here that may have an interest in our affairs, or
Because
can I check that with you with some checks possibly?
and she looks at you and she just goes, "If you're asking if there's been anyone who's come in lately, and the answer is no. I'm surprised, loves, that you're even here."
Yeah, we're a little
Good.
worse for wear.
Good point.
So
I'm just looking at Rev. This is your idea.
not a lot
Hey,
of people come in and out of Bighorn, and if they do, it's usually for deliveries or they stop in and they leave in the same day.
Yeah, we laid low here for a couple weeks and didn't have any run-ins except for that fabulous 4 fiasco.
Yeah, Kara just goes, "Yeah, them. They are not so fabulous." She like mocks. And she just kind of, she goes, "Is there anything else that you like? Cookies? Anyone?"
I'll have cookies.
She goes,
Rev.
"Cookies."
Yes.
Voldo just goes, "Wonderful." She goes, "I'll be right back, loves." And she just goes back.
Yeah, and I turn to the doc. Doc, we're off the grid here, so there's not many places where I feel like we can plan without risk of being eavesdropped. But I think this might be one of the few places we can.
Understood. It's good to know. Well, we have a lot of people being protected that we need to. I mean, to be honest, they're kind of weighing us down at this point. I mean, it's bad enough we got to look out for ourselves. Now we have all these kids, and what are we gonna do about that? What are we
Just
gonna
gonna look at Rev. Yeah, what are we gonna do about that?
I talked to Kara. Kara says she can hole them up for a while, and this time I've paid her to do it. She said she's got a bunker downstairs that's hard to get into. I feel like it's about as safe a place I can think of we can get them. I think the only way to protect them is take out the people who's looking for them.
When you were down there, you did kind of get a quick look at. It's not like the nicest bunker or anything like that, but you noticed that it is reinforced calarium. So
And
you
it's-
figured that
okay.
it was probably for her, as well as anybody else, as a latch-dis effort in case of some kind of impending attack.
And
this
it's
would
kind of
hold
out
up.
of the way, not fairly well hidden, so people wouldn't just see it coming in.
Right? No, it's underground.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to say it's about as good as we're going to get to hide these kids for a while. So I think if we're going to try to take on some of these big baddies, we got to do it now while the fire's hot.
I'll let out a smile. All right then.
Voldo kind of chimes in. He just goes, "What's the plan, guys?"
I look at Otis. You want to go after Rufus, right?
Yes, I do.
I say we play to our strengths this time. Stealth is not our strength. I feel like chaos is
Hey, thank you so much,
Otis's
Tamak.
strength.
Hey, thank you very much for the $5. I appreciate it, good sir.
Oh, nice.
Thank you so much for hanging out with the 3,000 tonight.
What do you think, Otis? You think we can make a little fire and brimstone happen? And what do they call that place now?
Whatever they call
Fall or
it.
something.
Oh yeah. Voldo kind of chimes in. He just goes, and he looks at Otis, and he just goes, North Black Downs is what it should be called, correct?
Give him a nod. Yeah, I like that.
Doc, this is a place that you've never been to. But you've heard the name, and you've heard it been known as Titanfall as well. That's the new name that has been going around.
Well, what are we gonna do there then?
My uncle,
Yeah, this is your rodeo.
my uncle took it. He claimed it as his own, and we're taking it back. He's one of our. We get money for his head, so it's a win-win for us all. And he's probably the most powerful man in the North right now.
Voldo kind of like knocks on the table the moment you just go like price on his head. He's just kind of like,
I never knew that he was his uncle, right?
did you ever say that, Otis?
I don't think. Yeah, you guys have never been there with any of my
Yeah.
interactions with him.
You know that Otis has told you that it's been taken from him.
So I look at Otis and I go, "Are you saying Rufus Titanimus is your freaking uncle?"
Not by blood, just some weird friendship thing with my pops, but technically, in a way, yeah.
Does this guy trust you?
Oh no, he hates me. He's trying to kill me.
Voldo snickers.
What's so funny? I said trying. He hasn't killed me yet.
You are a
I
survivor.
killed his.
Not the most likable chap, are you, son?
What?
I kid.
The most awkward. Wait, what? Okay.
Yeah, Otis does have a habit of rubbing certain people the wrong way.
Voldo just
Joke. I'm
goes,
sorry. That was perfect.
Well, do you know where this guy is?
I assume he's back at North Black Downs. I say we drive a Devil Jet right to his front door and blow that fucking thing up. I got enough firepower in that thing that could burn a part of the North Black Downs down.
Voldo chimes in. He just goes, I don't oppose this, but let's
Take him out. It's my city.
just
I don't
take a
care
look
how
at
it
what
ends
we
up.
have here though. We have a Devil Jet that is not armed. So it's us, I hate to break it, us throwing stuff out of
No,
moving
no,
thing
you're not
again.
listening. We will drive the Devil Jet as a bomb. We will fly this at him. We get parachutes and we'll just jump out the back.
He just goes, kamikaze mission?
No. Nobody's dying.
Except for him.
Yeah.
It only works if he's standing in front of the gate.
Yeah. Well, we'll get him to the gate. If he knows I'm out front, he's coming.
Otis, when you guys crashed the other R-Jet, did you happen to see if there was anything salvageable, say the weapons that were on the R-Jet? Could we maybe procure? I mean, we had this Matt guy that helped me trick out the tank before. Maybe he can help us get some guns on this whatever this Devil Jet is called.
The only thing I found was my dragon's breath.
We got a
I
few
looked for
grenades.
the fuel. But,
The doc,
you know.
few grenades.
Yeah, we got grenades. Yeah.
I have a feeling North Black Downs is going to be locked down. I don't know that just flying to his front door and
Well, what
blowing
kind
up
of
a
But-
gun is going to be effective.
Doc.
what kind of support does this guy have? Does he have an army? Does he have?
He's basically in command of the whole. I'm going to look at the doc and just test his reaction of the whole Broken of the North. Because I've kind of picked up that Doc isn't really into the Broken.
Yep.
So yeah, he's and I've been hearing his name. It sounds like he's connected with this whole Sandormo trading deal.
Voldo, because Rev was not there, Voldo does go into the. Oh, maybe he did. Maybe he was there. He reminds you of the hack that he did, where he found out information that he and Marvis Falcorn were obviously created some kind of alliance together, where they were actually using the quarries to build resources to create essentially air battleships called Galants. That are essentially like floating city battleships that can just wipe out just cities. He also reminds you that that a army of alphas was delivered as well to North Blackdowns, to Rufus Titanimus.
Would the doc know what alphas are?
The doc has no idea what alphas are, but obviously you guys do.
Yeah, because we fought them.
Voldo is just giving you information he's told you about. He doesn't know what exactly those alphas are. You guys are the only ones who actually have had any kind of interaction, obviously, other than the kids and mother.
Yeah, I look at Otis. I say, you know, this Rufus is going to have an army with all this stuff we've been hacking into. Alphas they're basically centurions they'll take a lot to pull down. Did you have any luck at that party getting an army? I mean, I know you're trying to recruit some people. Do we have any contacts we can use to get some backup for this? Because I don't know that we can take this on alone.
I have one guy I could call, and I know I can trust him to talk to the others back in Los Rivos. Is that what it's called?
Rivos,
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
Voldo kind of looks at the doc and he just like looks at him and he just goes, "How are you feeling about this?"
Well, who knows the most about this place? It must be you, right, Otis? Do you know about anything about the social structure? Are Rufus's people loyal? Are they forced into respect? Are they people that may be swayed one way or the other?
I know. Correct me if I'm wrong, Shog, but from the party, I learned that there is some support for my name to take it back. But
there's if anything, there's support. You kept tossing in your name, saying that you knew this guy who everyone was just like, no, he was eaten. There is support against him.
Okay.
Rufus himself. The best way that you would probably look at it based on information is he's got a Denarius complex right now. It's fear.
Okay.
He's not loved.
There's people that would like to see him gone. He's ruthless. He's horrible. He's terrible.
And you're familiar with this area?
It's where I lived. It's where I'm from. Haven't been there for a bit.
You got any old contacts? We can start some revolt from inside the city.
Nope. He wiped out my father's entire crew.
What about this contact? You think he can get us into the city? Because if we can get in there quietly, God, I don't want to try to stealth this again, but if we can do that, I think we're going to have to do this from the inside. Doesn't look like a city we can assault.
We got to get him outside the city. Because there's one more problem.
Voldo,
my
Voldo
mother
just
is
goes, another problem?
My mother is there, so I can't really bring the damage to the city now that I think about it.
Voldo just goes, wait, your mother?
Didn't you just say you were going to fly a ship into his house?
That's what.
Yeah, I'm just.
Is that what
we're
I heard
riffing
that
here.
Too, I heard that too,
spitballing. Okay.
I was spitballing.
What'd you
Well,
say?
I just remembered that.
I can't imagine your mom is a big fan of Rufus.
Why?
Maybe she
why
could be our
is your mom
contact.
there? Why is she there?
My mom's his wife now.
And Voldo just goes, oh god.
Did your mom married your uncle?
Perfect.
It's not really my uncle, but sort of, kind of.
Yeah,
Was
the whole sort of kind of thing, but yeah.
Was this?
Did she do this willingly?
Yeah.
Time
did he force
rewind
her?
so I could just forget this conversation.
I'm just gonna look at Valdo in disgust once again. He's starting to get some points.
And he just goes, she's like, oh. And he looks at Rev and he looks at Doc and he just goes, and he's trying not to make eye contact with Otis. And he just goes, this is a problem. At this point, he's too emotionally invested. He's going to forget to eject us out, and he's going to crash us all into the front of the thing. Because Rev, he was the one who was piloting when we went down.
Yeah, I'm not too surprised about that, actually. He has a track record.
I'm just saying. So I'm sorry, Otis, but you're talking about your uncle. This is very, very Hamlet here.
He's also got the most
Hamlet
to gain.
Is that Shakespeare?
that hit here.
It just goes right over everyone's head.
Yeah.
Like, who's Hamlet?
Oh, I got
Except
it.
for Doc. Yeah, Doc's got it. But...
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Something's rotten in the state of North Black Downs.
Well,
so
I
your
wanna...
so your mother is now under...
Whatever. I mean,
If you got in contact with her discreetly, do you think she would help us?
I can't trust that. She's been in his grasp all this time.
Well, they're just
Probably-
goes, how long? How long's it been?
Been about what, years now, right?
It's been
I'd
a few
say.
years.
Yeah.
You guess it's probably been like 3 or 4 cycles at this point. Full cycles,
Yeah.
so years.
Okay.
So what is she in, some kind of trance? I mean, what does this guy have over her? She
He's
lost her
tenacious.
husband.
He's abusive. He's a monster. The
So
the world
we
would
may
be
dealing
better
with
without him.
Some Stockholm syndrome here.
Mm-hmm.
Voldo
Will
looks
you
at you and just goes, "What's Stockholm?"
Well, she sympathizes with her captor.
Oh,
Well, you said you wanted to get him out of North Black Downs. What if we kidnapped your mom? Would that get him out of North Black Downs? If we
As long as he knows it
somehow-
was me.
the mom kidnapping.
I'm trying to think of a way of doing this without starting a war.
That's our
but
plan. Is we're gonna kidnap the mom.
No matter what we do, is going to start a war.
And he looks at Rev. He just goes, "You know, in order to kidnap somebody, that requires stealth." Something
know.
we don't seem to have an abundance of.
well, the chaos thing went out the window when we decided we can't kill his mom. So
Maybe we should just kill his mom. Otis doesn't seem to care too much about his mom.
I don't care about you.
That's I seem to have gotten that. But is it
Okay.
collateral damage if we just wax? Sorry, that's me talking. If we just waste your mom, that would make him extremely angry, and he would fight you, and then we can assassinate him. Sacrifices are required sometimes.
I stare down Voldo and I
I'm
say,
with them.
like you sacrificed those kids on the Arjet?
I didn't sacrifice those kids. I told
Well,
you
you
who
sure
was
as hell
piloting
didn't save them.
I wasn't piloting the RJ. I
You
saved
and I have-
the doctor, and I
You
saved
and I have very different
Otis.
ideas about what is acceptable collateral damage.
My question to you is, who would you rather? Would you like to have a bunch of kids here, and that's your kid army, or would you rather have Otis and the doctor? Because I saved both of them.
The difference between you and me is I don't look at it like it's a choice.
Mm.
Hmm.
Fair enough. And this Sarai girl that you were having issues with, you saved her? Oh, that's right.
I don't know, fellas. It was hard enough without the mom factor, but seems like we can maybe use her in some way. Is there any possible way we could get a hold of her, get some kind of communication with her, at the very least, that's not traceable, that can give us an idea of where she's at? Possibly something to give her a way of communicating. I don't know, because this is huge. This is huge. We can't just go in there guns blazing. And if he's got this army, we're not going to get past them anyway. We need to do this from the inside or from underneath. We need to infiltrate somehow. And she very, very well may be the key to it.
Kara
There's
apprehensively slides the cookies, sensing the friction, and she just goes, "It's nice and hot. Would you like some milk, love?"
Rand looks at Kara and goes, "No thanks."
Voldo
like that.
looks at you and just goes, "No thanks," and then does the exact same thing. I wish I had a cookie. I don't have one.
I'm meanly looking at Voldo as I eat my cookie.
But
Motherfucker.
oh, that cookie's delicious.
It is. All right. I feel better all of a sudden. Otis,
The power
this
of
is
the
your party,
cookie.
man. How do you want to handle this? You want to kill your mom? Do you want to kidnap your mom? Do you want to lure him out some other way? You know the situation better than any of us.
If we were to kidnap her, I feel like it would have to be me to go get her. But we need me to get him outside.
If we were to kidnap her, it'd probably be best not for it to be you.
I know the place.
Yeah, but we don't just use you as a distraction. You lure him out, and then we do what we did with the quarries. Rev is the only person who can disappear, essentially. It
What
worked,
if Doc
it worked
came
in the
up with some
quarries.
sort of-
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how hot I feel about that. Oh,
What about the Doc? He's the one with the magic hands. Maybe he can rig up some.
That's kind of weird innuendo.
I meant with making stuff.
Those Titan frame hands can really.
Maybe he can come up with something to stealth Otis. Otis does know the place best. I would be flying blind in there.
Well, I think that I want to know if Otis has any idea of how to establish communication with her. Because now I'm thinking maybe if it was something from you, we could accomplish two things. Number one, see if she responds. Number two, we could see if she lets Rufus know. What better way to kind of coax him than to even know you're back on some way. Make it completely untraceable. Plant that seed and see what happens. Observe and react, basically. Maybe some kind of heartfelt note. Maybe just a presumptuous declaration of coming in to save her with an assumption that she's being held captive. Because if she is on his side or if she's been conditioned, then she's just going to tell him straight out, look, my son did this, and then we can stand back and kind of see what happens. And I will think about some kind of stealth thing, but I have most of my
I'm sneaky.
I have some of my stuff.
Voldo looks at you, Otis, directly, and he just goes, "What was your upbringing like?" Meaning, how was your relationship with your mother?
It's good. She was the one who took care of us.
So,
My father taught us, and she took care of us.
do you think that if she heard from you, that just being a mother, she would do whatever she could to help you?
I would like
this
to
is based
think
on
so.
your
I'm.
relationship. So I'm just
Oh,
saying
we were
maybe
fine.
we don't have to kill her.
We don't.
Maybe she can help us if you reached out.
How am I going to reach out? The only way I see is I go in there myself. I have to find her and see if she accepts me.
There's no way, Rev, that we can try to create
Maybe
a
we
signal
can.
to her, triangulate it again.
I'm up for trying. It's up to Otis if you think we'll be able to reach her without tipping off
What is her name?
Uncle.
Bellatrix.
Bellatrix Titanimus?
Dirtbanger.
Are you sure?
I'm sure it's Titanimus now.
Well, we can try to pull it up, check the hive, and see if we can get any information on her. I'm to assume that if she does have a sidekick, that she probably sends out messages, has in contact with other people. We might be able to figure out that locate, ping her, and maybe hack directly in.
It's a shot, but
I like it.
We
It
have
doesn't expose
3
us.
hackers here, right?
Yeah.
Hack off!
Yep.
if you guys could do the magic, that could work, but Rufus is. He's got a lot on his side. I'm sure he's got his own hackers.
I'm to assume so.
Or something.
I'm to ensure that everything that is completely shielded and encrypted.
We could try to encrypt
we
it.
can try to see.
How about this, Otis? We see if we can get into her system before we give her a message, just to see if anybody raises a red flag. Put something innocuous. Just put something like, I don't know, lunch plans or something, to see if it tips off anything.
I'm trying to think. There was it was so long ago, but we had talked about within the game of a story that she used to read. I had brought it up once, and I can't. Damn it, doesn't matter. Yeah, I think I could write something that triggers her.
Okay.
Something that only she would know,
Mm-hmm.
coming directly from you. That's what we'd have to use. You think we can do this?
Yeah,
I think
I think we could do this.
Okay. Let's see if we can try to pull this off.
Let's use the computer on the Devil Jet.
Does everybody want to go to the Devil Jet at this
Yes.
point? Okay. Doc?
Are there any other alternatives as far as computer or location that we could use?
You asked Kara, and she tells you that she doesn't have anything like that. Maybe Max would be the only one. Other than that, everybody's got a sidekick.
Well, I'm wondering if we should try not to use our own, even though technically the Devil Jet's not ours, right?
Yeah, we stole it from them.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's an older code, but it checks out.
Right.
Return of the Jedi.
Well, my concern is tracing it back to that and maybe giving away something, or
Well, if we're going to try to encrypt it, if we do it from us or from the jet, it's the same thing.
Oh yeah,
It'll
that's
be
true.
to us or the jet.
I knew that. Just testing you. Well done. Well done.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay. So you guys all go to the Devil Jet. You go around the obviously the mainframe that is within it. Rev, go ahead and
Yes.
roll engineering first. If you
Okay.
And then good Doc, you're going to roll hacking after he rolls engineering, depending on his roll.
All right, I have engineering. I rolled a 19, so 22.
With no problems, you're able to pull up information on the hive
Mm-hmm.
and ping hers directly, so you can
Okay.
get obviously her information there directly that it would be associated with her,
All right,
her sidekick.
I pull up. I have a Bellatrix Titanimus in Titanfall.
It's it's the equivalent of an IP address. Is essentially
Yes.
what it is. Yeah.
Yes, I have her sidekick, basically.
Immediately, Rev tells you this, Otis, and it stings because it is under Titanimus.
Mm-hmm. Just
Rev
gonna
even,
huff.
Rev even looks a little bit deeper. There's no mention of any dirtbanger at all.
All right, what's the next step? We got her.
Doc, do you want to try to
Her
roll a hack
sidekick.
job here?
I will.
I will give you every one of you guys has it in favorable, so go ahead and roll.
Yeah, I have hacking also. So.
Okay.
7. I rolled a 4, so I guess it's 7.
7. The good doctor starts to code away. And you just start to hear like alarms go off, little red flags. You got pinged back.
Doc did?
Yeah.
All right.
Doc tried to hack in, ran into some security, and the security pinged back to
our jet, basically.
the
Our
jet.
terminal. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. I think that we've just been made.
Can I use my data jack to have that signal be like thrown off to some dummy signal?
Divert it.
Yeah, divert it, basically.
No, I'll let you go ahead and do that.
Okay.
This is going to be hacking.
This is going to be hacking, which
Yeah.
I do not have. Yeah, I don't have that. Come on, baby. Oh, I rolled a 7.
You try to divert it, but it pings again. Voldo will make an attempt to see.
He was the hacker extraordinaire last time.
Voldo is able to slow down the full trace, but he doesn't think it will hold him off much longer. So if you're going to try it again, we might as well go all out.
I think we should send your encrypted signal, Otis, and then cut it.
We can connect and we can try to get it to her. If they've already pinged us, they'll be coming for us eventually. But at least we can get the message out. We'll deal with the rest after that. If we've come this far, we might as well go all the way. Do you want to do this, Otis?
Yeah.
What is the message?
We want it to be secret and something that will trigger her, but won't be picked up by Rufus.
Yeah, it won't be recognized as coming from you.
Memories. Sing memories.
From cats.
I think I'm just gonna make it 2 words, and it says Laura lives, which is her only daughter, and from the last I know, she's alive.
Laura lives?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you make mention of who it's from?
Oh, it's gonna say -O.
Go ahead and roll. Voldo's going to support you, as he's the one on the console right now.
2.
He's able to send the message and encrypt it. So it'd only go directly to her psychic alone. She sends the message. He sends the message and immediately cuts it off.
All right. Now we just have to see what the response is.
We should leave here.
Now we wait.
I think we head towards North Black Downs, because if they're going to see where that signal came from,
We don't want them here.
Yeah. My only hope is that we don't implicate the kids, get the kids in trouble again.
You get an incoming message ping, Rev.
I'm going to look at who it's from.
There was no name.
I'll answer it. Who is this?
The voice of the same familiar female voice that contacted you before. That voice from your past. The voice that you can't seem to access in the memories of your mind. A voice you seem to have suppressed. This formless voice has become like a ghost to you. And you hear, well, it seems like you're not making friends. Not making enemies either. I'm impressed. Social interactions were never your strong suit, Rev.
How do you know that?
Because I know. I know everything about you. Why have you forgotten me? Either or, soon enough, your memories will come back. I just want you to know that Cayman and I are here talking about how we almost feel like we should be rooting for you guys. I'm so glad to hear that you didn't fall to old Hauser there. A pathetic attempt at full AI robotic structure. The good doctor's first attempt. And that's why he keeps him around. I guess he serves his purpose.
Is Sarai with you?
Speaking of Sarai, I know you want to know and be checking up on her. She's progressing well. So quickly in her treatments. You'd be so proud of her.
What are you doing to her?
Rev, don't worry about it. I told you before. I'll take good care of her.
I took Jonah. I will take Sarai.
You took Jonah. Who cares? Jonah, I'm sure means something to you now. A replacement for your failures.
I will show you what my failures lead me to do. Then I'm going to hang up.
A call comes in, Otis. And it pings directly to you.
Any name?
Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll intellect.
3.
They're able to hack directly into yours and open up a full channel. Oh, by the way, Rev, how dare you hang up on me? You aren't liked very much by a certain someone. I'm sure he's waiting for you. You shouldn't have awoken the devil. I hope you survive, though. I would so love to see you again. By the way, tell Moncrief to forget about me. There's no use to even say my name. To even whisper it would just bring him heartache. I feel the only person I ever loved might have been you, ever so long ago. Oh, forgive me. And thanks. Cayman and I have to deal with Falcorn now since Walter is being summoned by Falcorn for letting you guys go. Walter went, but I'm sure even Falcorn won't want to meet the end of Walter's blade either. But nonetheless, that does complicate arrangements.
Walter's the only honorable one among you.
Fair enough. I like Walter too. But eventually, his blade will cut you down, as they do to all who stand in our way. The devil and the hounds are out on the hunt for you. Stay safe, and know Sarai's in good hands. And she disconnects directly the communication.
Right before I can say anything, yeah.
Who is that?
I immediately turned to them. Does anybody know who that was?
I don't think I know.
Doc,
I want to
He seems to know.
immediately.
Doc,
I want
immediately
to.
you think to yourself,
Oh, sorry.
yeah. Doctor immediately thinks it sounds like 4 or 5 other women that he's known before.
And then he adjusts his cat.
Yeah. He's just like, oh, somebody's got love problems.
Well, I look at the doc and I say, she said she knows Falcorn. I mean, what's the guy in Los Rivos?
Moncrief.
Moncrief. She knows Baron Moncrief. Would he know who that was?
Do I know?
Baron Moncrief?
Do I know Baron Moncrief?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
done
yeah.
some
Clockwork
work with him.
Absolutely. Yeah, of course.
Can you contact him and see if he knows who that voice was? I want to say that I recorded that voice so I can say, here's a recording of that voice.
Roll a d20 to see if you had the wherewithal to record that.
It was on my freaking thing here.
It's like it's like a Mission Impossible thing.
I rolled a 1.
Nice.
Otis, roll a d20 to see if you have the wherewithal to record your part at least.
This is never happening again, but I got a 1 too.
Nobody
Double
recorded
one.
the thing. The voice had stricken you with just frozen like.
Computer, did you happen to record the last 5 minutes of conversation?
I'm sorry.
Is he talking like
this
that,
guy?
right?
Memory banks corrupted.
Tonight am I rolling the shittiest rolls ever.
Doc, do you want to see if you were smart enough to record this hot lady's voice?
Well, I record everything. You know,
Yes,
that's
you
just
do.
what I do.
Go for it.
Yeah, let's see.
He saves it for later, even if it's not his own conversation.
14.
Doc, for some reason, recorded your message here and your conversation.
Doc, you're a lifesaver.
It kind of makes you uneasy. Even though you wanted him to do that, it still is a little weird.
Wait, do you record everything we say?
No.
Okay, Red believes him, immediately believes him.
I don't know.
All right, Doc, you got to send that to Baron Mockery. See if he recognizes that voice.
Hmm.
Can you do this for me? Please. This is important to me.
Well, oh.
You can try to persuade him.
I'm trying right now. I'm telling him it's important to me.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d20. Roll a d20,
Okay.
Doc. He's trying to persuade you and beg.
I am begging. Like there's something in my past here. And I need to know. Are you
Well,
freaking kidding me?
Doc.
I rolled a
Doc.
1.
Doc,
rolled a
get,
1.
please,
I
Doc.
rolled a 1.
Doc,
I'm like begging on my knees, rolling on the ground.
Doc, look at this guy.
Please.
When have you ever seen him like this?
I'll admit I'm a little curious myself. Well, so I'm kind of curious myself. I will do my best to reach out, but I don't have direct communication with him. I got to go through his people.
You'd always go through Tyrion. Yeah.
Yeah. I was looking for a name.
If anybody can get through Tyrion, it's you, Doc.
Right. So yeah, I'll just try and reach out to her.
Voldo,
Forward her.
Voldo is just like sitting there, just adjusting all his leather straps and just going, "This is just getting really weird. Really weird. It's a lot of different women, mothers, and it seems like ex-girlfriends." He's like talking to himself. Seems like
So,
ex-girlfriends.
well, just off, was that message a result of what Otis sent to his mom, or did that just come through
No,
random?
that was that was differently. Yeah, that was a message that was going directly to Rev. As that happens, Doc, a message pops up on your sidekick.
Okay. Want to punch it up? See what it is.
And it is Tyrion. How are you, gentlemen?
Well, I got to tell you, we're fantastic. Did you get the?
She goes, where's Voldo? Where's Voldo?
Oh, he's here.
Voldo kind of like pops in, just kind of like goes back. She just goes, just trying to get an update. I'd like to ask how things are going.
Going okay. I have something I need you to help me with.
Oh, what is it that I can help you with?
Well, we got a very interesting message, and I happened to record it. And I wanted to see if you are, or the Baron, recognize who this person is. She made mention to the Baron himself.
Did
she?
It was
directly sent to Rev, and he doesn't know who it is. And she mentioned me as well, and I'm not sure who.
And she goes, what is the nature of this relationship with this person that you're speaking about, Rev?
She's somebody from my past. She's working with the man who kidnapped all those children that we saved originally. She's working with him. She's taunting me, and I think she's from my past, but I can't nail it down.
Okay. Well, if you want to, where's this voice? Do you have it recorded somewhere?
Yeah, Doc has it. He can send it.
Okay.
I'm going to send you the file.
She just transfers the auto file over. And she goes, no problem. I'll send it over to the Baron and have him take a look at it. We'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Would you listen to it too?
He goes, would you like me to?
Please.
Any reason why?
Well, I've dealt with you several times, and you're very good at what you do. And one of your jobs, I would imagine, is to have a lot of contacts that may or may not necessarily be directly linked to the Baron himself. You're a very good cushion. You're a very good buffer. I'm sure that you know quite a bit.
I'll definitely make sure that I listen to it first before I get it over to the Baron. Now, the reason for my call. I don't need to remind you, but I guess I will, that you guys are being watched. Always. And we noticed that you had 2 targets that you just allowed them to escape. Any particular reason why?
I'm going to do like a big eyes at Rev.
If you have eyes everywhere, did you see what happened inside that complex?
Of course.
So you know we struck a major blow against Rufus Titanimus when we messed up his mining operation.
You are aware that they're still currently back in full operation as of this morning?
That we're not aware of. Where did they get more bodies?
Well, it looks like what you took as human workers, they've just replaced with AI robotic workers. They had them stored. They were just shipped over this morning. Compliments of Falcorn himself. In the end, I think that you probably did them a service, because I'm to assume that the Terrans would have been eliminated probably within the week to be replaced with these new workers.
Do you know about this fleet they're building?
She goes, fleet?
Who was the one that hacked that? Was it
Voldo.
Voldo? Voldo, can you give her information on what we found out?
Voldo kind of goes into exactly what he found in regards to the Gallants, these huge ships, and that's what they were using the cores for, to get these high yields of resources. Tyrion is kind of at a loss for words, and she just goes, I see.
I think this operation might be bigger than what you guys thought it was.
It seems that it is. I'm gonna have to speak with the Clockwork King. We might have to start pushing timetables up here.
We are still planning on making a move in North Black Downs, right, Otis?
Yeah.
She goes, you're going to attack North Black Downs head on? Do you guys have a plan?
We're working on that part.
Yeah.
Right, Otis?
You might not have a lot of time, so whatever plan that you have, you might want to spring into action relatively soon here. Just saying, is if they're speaking about this kind of a project, I don't even know if they even have one built as of right now, but if they do, my God, this thing could just wipe out city after city. It would only take one or two.
Do you have any contacts in North Black Downs on the inside that we can use?
Not in North Black Downs. North Black Downs has been completely cut off. Rufus Titanimus made sure of that. He's only in direct contact with Marvis Falcone only. We know that for sure.
Then we got our work cut out for us.
Beware, gentlemen, if this is what you're going to do, you're stirring up a hornet's nest. There's an old adage. Not sure if that went over your head or not.
No, it just means it's no good.
Yeah, thanks, Doc.
Yeah, just saying that if you attack North Black Downs, essentially you're attacking San Dormo. It'll take time for them, obviously, to get people over. So if whatever you're gonna do, it's got to be an in and out. It's an old Terran reference. It's got to be a smash and grab.
All right.
Want to tell them what that means, Doc?
Yeah, we're gonna have to reach in, shake it up, pull it out. We're gonna have to bust some stuff up and be very smart about it. Well, if you're always watching us, does that mean you can help us with something as well?
What is that you require?
Can we get a new rig?
A new what?
A new rig?
What does rig mean?
A new flying
What's wrong with the one that you
ship.
have?
Miko happened to.
It is.
It's gone.
Oh,
It's gone, and the one we're in is marked, being tracked.
I can arrange something. Is it a devil jet that you want? Or is it something else?
That one had stealth on it, right?
Oh, that one did, yeah. That was an experimental model, though.
They don't have a lot of experimental models going around, I'm guessing.
They're kind of hard to build.
Well, I look at Otis. I say, what is it that we need to get in and out of North Black Downs? Do we need firepower, or do we need something that will get us in discreetly?
It's a favorite trick of mine. Wasteland fuel.
Voldo immediately just goes, "Oh God."
It's not for drinking, asshole.
I think it is. I think that's exactly what you're doing
No.
here, Voldo. Is you're drinking to erase the pain.
I burned down a part of Sandorma with that stuff. We can do this.
That would be a distraction.
Tyrion goes, "It is true. He has been watched."
Burning down cities is kind of his thing.
Voldo just goes, is there any way we can just get him like a bunch of wasteland fuel?
Like a devil jet full.
Okay. She says,
Gotta roll for what she can do.
she can get you a couple barrels of it. It's not something that's
Nothing
really
yeah.
available in Los Rivos.
Do the best she can.
She goes, there might be some in storage. Nobody drinks it.
Skag sure did.
How are your ties to Cambaron?
And she goes, quite good.
Maybe check with them if they have any.
You understand that this all takes time and you don't have a lot of time.
You want the job done? Can't even say it straight.
What did you say?
I
Yes,
said
I
I
want the job done.
You want the job done?
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Is that like persuasion?
No, I
Just be like, is
spitballing.
that dickery?
The stones on this guy.
You know what? Go ahead and roll a d20.
Don't tell me another one. One.
Wow.
She hears that and she just goes, yeah, okay. We'll see what we can do.
On short notice.
Thank you.
Very short notice.
We'll send it over to you as quickly as possible. Who? And you hear her just go, who do the guys think they are?
Hang up. Doc, hang up.
She goes,
Wow.
who works for who? And you just hear like stuff in the background. She's just waiting for you to hang up. It's like, yeah, blah, 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 and then it just hangs up.
So are we getting our jet? I mean,
That's what she said.
You get the assumption that she'll get it to you.
And I look at Otis and I go, if we have 2 jets, filling up a jet with wasteland fuel and ramming it into the wall, like you said before, might actually be a good distraction for this whole kidnapping thing.
You are aware, okay, because you seem to have forgotten this. You
What?
have, for Otis only, he's well connected. That's his ability for being a human. So you can tell me that there's one person that you know in Cambaron
I've been.
that could help you get something. You tell me who that person is.
I wasn't gonna call him. I don't have anybody freaking Cambaron. Damn it.
Would you think you would have?
I was gonna call Egger.
Oh, yeah, Egger's
What
in
about-
Los Rivos.
What about the 3 attendants at that, spa that you kept going to get baths from?
Jen,
What were
Jenny?
Jen, and Jenny twice. One of them seemed like she had a head on her
I
shoulders.
mean, I don't have any other can I contact the house of Jen and Jenny?
Sure.
It's in the Hive thing?
Yeah, absolutely. It's in the Hive.
It's in the yellow pages.
Yes.
All
It's
right,
JHENJEN and then Jenny. So it's really Jean, Jen, and Jen. Nobody can you ever get the Jean? Okay.
I'm gonna dial up the Jen and Jenny
Sure. Go ahead.
house. Any
You hear her
answer?
just go, "This is Jenny."
Hi.
She goes, "May I ask who I'm speaking with?
Can I talk to your sister,
Which one? Jen or Jen?"
Jen?
Okay, 1 second. "This is Jen.
Hi,
May I ask who's speaking?"
Otis Dirtbanger.
Otis Dirtbanger. Were you a customer?
Mm-hmm.
How long ago?
A while? I have no idea how long it's been. I don't have these notes.
You hear Jenny in the back just go, "Oh, he was the smelly one." And
I didn't hear that.
You kind of make something out, and Jen just goes, "Oh, Otis." It's Jen. "Otis, who are you?"
It's you.
"It's
I'm gonna
me."
cover the receiver. What am I asking her?
I think you wanted some wasteland fuel delivered.
Order.
I uncover. Hey,
Yes.
I need your help.
You need to book an appointment. Absolutely.
Maybe next time, but
Okay.
I need you to help me procure some
Big-
wasteland fuel.
Big word.
I've been working.
Okay. Wasteland fuel?
Yeah, remember I asked you and you said you didn't have any at the time, but maybe?
Right. Why?
I need a lot of it.
How much is a lot?
Oh, as much as you could possibly get, darling.
What does that even mean?
A lot. Like if they have
Then
a lot,
she covers it up.
buy it
And
all.
you hear her just go, "This guy's an idiot. He doesn't understand what a lot means." Well, I mean, he does smell. And he was really kind of crazy and whacked out last time I saw him. Oh yeah, he's totally. But just go back on.
We're throwing a huge party.
Wasteland fuel, huh?
Yeah.
How many barrels? We need numbers. And please
20.
don't tell me a lot. Oh, what? That's unheard of.
Can you do the best you can then?
What do I get out of it?
874 checks.
It's a good number.
That sounds. Yes. Okay. Yeah. And Jen, it sounds great. Okay. Are you just going to? How long do I have?
You may not like this. ASAP.
Okay. What does that mean?
As soon as you could.
Oh. Okay. That's gonna take all three of us, right, Jen? Yes, Jen. Right, Jenny? Yes. What? Okay. Are you going to come and pick it up?
Well, that's another problem I need you to help figure out for me.
There seems to be a lot of problems.
Well,
874
you're great.
checks.
You're amazing.
Only fix one problem. Don't fix two.
I'll let you give me another bath.
You hear Jenny in the back just goes, "Take it." She goes, "Done deal. And you have to pay for it."
I'm going to cover the receiver. I don't have any more money to cover this.
Fred's like, I'll loan you. Don't worry, I can get you a deal.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. When are you going to pick
I'll
this
see you
up?
soon.
How soon?
Very soon. Bring me the stuff.
Where?
I'm going to send her my
Meeting point.
coordinates. I'm going to send her my coordinates.
She can't take it to you, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking
I'm going to tell her, get Tyrion to send the jet to pick it up on the way here.
She doesn't know Tyrion.
She doesn't know Tyrion.
Yeah, but you can give Tyrion the address of this place.
They have addresses?
They-
Wow. The corner
I mean,
of,
we
like,
looked her up on the yellow pages or
Bleecker
something.
Street, Maine.
I mean, we've been there. We could tell her where this is.
You just create.
We'll have somebody come and pick it up.
Okay. Jen, and Jenny all just go, okay, sounds great. Bye.
I hang up before they do. Doc, call Tyrion. Tell him to stop by Camp Baron.
Oh God.
just text her. You know, we already had a rough
You don't have
conversation.
to talk to her. Just send a text.
Email,
All right.
whatever.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
send her a
whatever it is.
message saying that we secured copious amounts of
God, we hope so.
fuel, and please, if you can, grab it for us.
Sounds good. Send.
You send that?
Send it.
Tyrion hits you back and just goes, who works for who?
Understood. We work for you 100%. With mad respect. Just if you can, please.
Roll persuasion, please.
Oh,
That
is-
one alone.
Roll
Come on.
persuasion on a text-based conversation. This should be great.
Hey, I will use emojis.
Yeah,
Oh,
emojis.
fair enough. Okay.
10.
Middle of the road, damn it.
At least it wasn't a 1. We've had 4 ones tonight.
I'm failing all over the freaking place.
She immediately just goes, my God, you guys are pathetic. That's what's being typed. Pathetic. Pathetic. Now she's just getting nasty. Voldo
She was
just
so
goes,
kind.
hold on a second. And Voldo gets involved. Voldo can actually roll. Voldo is able to calm her down and gives her exactly what the plan is and what you need it for. With that, she agrees to that's fine. She'll send said jet out there to pick that up. The jet is not being piloted; it's completely on autopilot. So the gens on your side need to be told they have to load it because there's nobody to load anything. And then
Wow.
that will be sent
Redial.
to Bighorn.
No, I'm just gonna send a message to Jen saying they have to get some of the security to help them load up the jet when it gets there.
That can't be cheap.
Roll persuasion.
We're just racking up the bill.
Yeah, text-based persuasion here. Go for it. What do you got?
10.
Jen texts back and she just goes, that'll be another 250. I have to pay for people to do it.
Rev?
Didn't you get a bunch of money from gambling?
I'm broke.
God, what do you spend your money on? It's probably wasteland fuel and dragon's breath, isn't it? All right, I'll cover it. I'll get us a deal.
I'm gonna slide my sleeve down so he doesn't see my viper shot on my.
That brand new Viper shot.
Yeah,
It's like shining reflection.
yeah, we will. Send me the bill.
Okay. With that, she says fine.
Yep.
She gets back fine. When does it get here?
Soon.
You get back fine. Okay. Voldo looks at you guys and just goes, well, we got that taken care of.
Yeah, smooth sailing.
Not an issue out of that one at all.
All right, so what's the plan? When the second jet gets here, I say we load it up onto this kind of crappy one. Hopefully the new one will have some weapons on it. Send it as a present to Mr. Titanimus.
So I say we keep the Dragon's Breath on. Let's drive their ship right back into their base, right back into the front door, the north.
I like it.
We'll keep the dragon.
Voldo actually likes this idea. He just goes, we can use this one and just kamikaze it right to the front door.
Yeah, that's. I'm with that. I was kind of thinking that.
And
when
if this gets bad, remember, I can rewind time.
We have Dragon's Breath.
I can rewind time.
Computer, you good with that that kamikaze plan?
So what we'll have to do is we'll have to take all the wasteland fuel off the other jet, put it on this jet, and put the Dragon's Breath on the other. Okay.
We can do that.
Okay.
All right.
What's
Then,
the plan with our distraction? What are we going to do with that?
well, the wasteland fuel is going to blow up the front door, and you, Rev, you're going to go into there and take my mom out. If it gets hairy, we have Dragon's Breath and another Devil Jet.
I can
Voldo-
get
Well,
in.
yes.
Voldo just goes, we're sending Rev in to take your mom out? Like, take
Get
your
her.
mom
Grab
out?
and smash. Smash and grab.
Yeah, for a second there, I was like, "Oh right, we're just gonna kill her." I was kidding. But wait, hold on a second. How much firepower, how much manpower do we think that they would send after us, assuming that they thought we were in the other jet? Would it
Well,
be
if-
worth it?
To leave it somewhere.
Would it be worth it to try and draw a large amount of their force away, destroy them with that jet, and then be able to get in better? I don't know.
Well, if we're blowing up the front door, can I take his mom out the back door? I mean, this is a big city. Is there a back door to this North Black Downs? I got those kids out of that other
That
place.
is
They
very
just
Jim
lost
Morrison of you.
It sounds so dirty.
It does.
Oh,
I can't take her out the front door. Can I take her out the back door?
Take your mom out the back door.
Can you take your mom out the back door?
Oh my God. This is Rev, man.
I know, but the way
Rev's
you
not
said
hitting on your
the
mom.
Way, the way
It
you
was
said
great.
it, and the way it's been like, it's just like he's gonna go in and take out your mom. You're like, oh, it's date. Now it's like it's like roses and stuff, and like if I can't take her in the front door, can I take her out the back door? It's like building. Poor Otis is just going, my mom. Laura's alive.
Sure, you can.
You know the city, man. I don't even know where she is. I can get in, but I'm going to need either you giving me turn-by-turn directions, giving me a map, something to get to her, and then my escape plan. I can't just go in blind.
I'll go in then. You guys got to do the distracting and the blowing up of stuff, which
Voldo just goes,
really
"Whoa, whoa, whoa,
bothers
whoa, whoa,
me."
whoa. We're switching it up already. I think
I'm not going to sit there and tell them how to get through there over voice comms.
Voldo was really like was just going, this is a bad idea, and then he just kind of gives up and he just goes, okay. I don't think
Otis, you
this is
think you
going to
can-
go well.
You think you can get through that? I mean, they know your face, Otis, don't they?
They have to, right? They have to know who he is. Can we disguise him?
We wear masks up there.
You can pretend to be one of the broken.
I am one of the broken.
You're one of the
What?
broken?
Immediately, the doc just kicks in, just like, what?
I mean, of course, I've kind of already revealed that, haven't I? With my mom and my dad, and it's...
Yeah, but you're fighting them. I thought you were fighting them this whole time.
No, I want my...
All these guys are just kind of like giving you a look after that. Voldo, after you said that, just kind of goes, well, he makes a point. I would like his mom.
So none of
his
these
dad
guys
are
heard the
there.
conversation I had with the Clockwork King? Because
you never talked
the
to
plan
Clockwork King.
was...
You talked to Tyrion.
Okay. I thought I thought I talked to
It was
Moncrief.
alluded to.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Or, it's...
I think honestly, it needs to be a better disguise.
Okay.
We have to do better than that. He has to go in not being him. Is there any way that we could do that?
I don't think so.
The problem is, as I'm saying, is he hasn't been there in 3-4 years. Who knows what could have changed underneath this new regime? And if we dump him in there, he might know the way around. But maybe they act different. Maybe they dress different. And he would
I
be the
think-
odd guy out.
I think I need to go in there invisible. I think that's the only way we do this without getting caught. Can the doc rig up something where Otis is on the jet? He's got access to whatever records we can have and his memories. He's seeing my visual feed and he's directly plugged in so he can tell me everything turn by turn. So he's basically there.
Walking
But
you
he's
through
not.
everything.
Yeah. That way, I'm invisible, I'm inside, but he's on site with me.
The problem that might be a plan. What do you think, Doc?
I like it. I just need to. I need to know the layout. I don't know if there's a.
Computer.
Well, how about this? We can. I'm to assume we can create some kind of synaptic VR goggle set that we could place on Otis that directly connects directly to Rev. So it's
Yeah.
almost as if he was in Rev's body, seeing where Rev's going, and he can just walk him through where he needs to go. All we
Yeah,
need
I
is
mean-
him, but we have to, if that's the case, we have to protect Otis that whole time to make sure
Yeah.
that he can continue to keep doing that. If we're under fire, we're not
Well,
going to be able
that's-
to do that.
That's why you guys stay in the other jet that doesn't go anywhere near the front distraction that we're setting up. That is completely distraction. We're not using that to assault. We're using that to get me in. And you guys are staying hidden. You're our mobile base in the sky on the other jet that we're bringing.
What do you think?
The
Doc?
new one?
Yeah, the new jet. That will be our home base. We don't expose it this time. We don't use it for anything other than our base of operations.
You think you can do it, Doc? Build him something?
I can sure try. Yeah. So we're not destroying the other one?
Yeah,
The other
that's going to
jet?
get me in.
Yeah. We're still going to use that one to create the big diversion. Rev, are you just running in from a distance? We're not going to be.
We're not
we
gonna
can
be able to fly
mirage
in.
but we might not be able to do it. We're still going to be causing a rift and
Yeah.
turbulence.
I need to get in.
Unless we get really, really high. Just parachute him in.
Well, I think we need to see what kind of air defenses they have, because they might see a single guy parachuting into their city.
Otis, did they have that?
From what I remember, no.
What about underneath?
Yeah,
What
they
about
got to
the-
have sewers.
I figured the north is somewhat. There's tunnels underneath that leads to the mines and stuff.
Sure.
There's ways in underneath, but the
That-
mines.
That would be probably something again. That would be. Otis would know.
The
only
mines.
the
We
only
were at the
problem-
mines.
The only
There's
problem
plenty of-
is if any of that has changed since he's been there.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going back into the mines to get into North Black Downs.
I mean, we could get in there. It's
I
gonna
know my
be-
way in there. If that door is still...
Were there other mines? That one was southern.
Oh, okay. So this will
Yeah,
be
we're
mines that
looking
are
at
closer.
Yeah,
to
there's
the city.
different. There's
Yeah,
different
farther
mines and
out.
stuff. Yeah.
All right. I've been around one mine complex. I can
Everybody
make my way around
roll
another
a
one.
d20 for me if you could.
Okay.
13.
5.
Jeez, 9.
Only Otis roll awareness.
18.
Otis, you start to feel a rumbling in the ground that's starting.
Do
to
I recognize
reverberate.
it?
It's starting to reverberate into the devil wing itself.
Where Are we flying or we're
No,
just
you guys are just on
sitting in the devil
ground,
wing?
Yeah.
I want to go outside of it.
You walk outside. You open up, obviously, the door. You jump outside. The dirt starts to swirl around you. The reverberation and the shaking starts to grow stronger and stronger. And in the distance, you see a black mass starting to come out into the horizon.
I take it this is similar to what I saw in my dream.
It's similar but different.
Similar but different. Okay.
They seem scattered. Instead of one large black mass, the closer they get, they seem to be more sporadic and scattered out.
Guys?
I'm gonna walk out. What? What is it, Otis?
Me
I'm
too.
pointing the distance.
You guys notice in the distance, it almost looks like a flock of birds or such, even though there essentially really aren't birds in this world. But there are obviously winged beasts and stuff. And it looks like it's just like a pack, and they start to separate and create more gaps in between them.
Can I zoom in with my cybernetic eyes?
Go ahead and roll for me.
Is it awareness or is it just a d20?
Just roll a d20.
Okay, 12.
You can see it. I'm not making you think like use the force or anything like that.
Sure.
You can see it. You just see if you can zoom in. It is essentially a large group of inbound missiles.
Missiles. I shout out, we got incoming explosives. Those are missiles coming in at us.
Doc? Otis?
Autopilot this thing out of here.
We can't leave this town to get blown up by these missiles. Can we hack these things? Can we do something to get them off course? Because they're coming straight for the city.
You know better than me.
Doc, what do you think? Can we try to hack these things?
We can try and get into the signal that we could try and just see if we can detect anything that may be able to throw them off course. But they're coming fast. I mean, are they shot? Do we notice if they're being shot from anything?
They're being shot from a ways away. You have no idea what it is.
We just see him
I'll
propelling
let you do
forward.
one thing. What do you guys want to do?
I want to run into the Devil Jet.
I'm gonna suggest that we command the jet to fly off and draw the missiles away, and we'll just stay here. We'll send it off on autopilot.
Anybody else?
I want to ask the computer if he can see how these missiles are locked on. Are they locked on a heat signature? Are they locked on to a position?
Position.
Okay.
They're locked on to us.
I'm going to run towards the tavern. I'm going to yell, "Get the jet out of here."
Wait, run towards the tavern?
Or we're out front of it, aren't we?
You'd
Still-
be outside of the town itself, just outside.
Oh, we're outside the town?
Yeah. Just outside.
All right, scratch that.
We need to tell them to get into the bunker while we try to lead these things. Well, we can't lead them away, so we gotta get out if we don't want to get blown up, basically.
Help me grab the dragon's breath.
Damn it!
It's inside the ship already, right?
Yeah, it's in that one.
Yeah. I say we lift off, and I message Kara.
Voldo runs out.
Okay.
Voldo
Runs out of the jet.
He runs out of the jet, and he looks back at you, and he just goes, "Get out of here. I'll make sure that they're down." And you just see him blazing fast with his cybernetic legs. He just runs in, and he's just, "Everybody, everybody, everybody. Come on, come on, come on."
Hop in the jet.
All right, is he telling him to get on the jet or get into the
No,
bunker?
he is just trying to go to anywhere that he can get cover and try to get
Okay.
to the bunker. I'm to assume you tell him where it was.
Yeah, well,
And he was there that night, so he's
Yeah.
aware of where it is.
Well, Kara
He's just
knows where
trying
it
to-
is.
He's
so
just
if
trying
he
to
gets
get,
Kara,
if anything, Kara and the older gentleman.
Okay.
Mac doesn't understand what's going on, but he just goes, get cover.
Okay. Well, then I want to run on the jet. Tell the computer get us out of here as fast as possible.
Is that what you guys do?
Yep, that's what I want to do.
As you guys get onto the jet itself, and you see Voldo disappear into one of the rooms, one of the buildings itself, so that you know that the bunker is safely underneath. The first missile hits the junkyard and explodes it into just a fiery ball. The second one, the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one, the sixth one, all hit one right after the other, seemingly exploding every building, laying waste to everything that was in Bighorn itself. As you lift off, you feel the concussive blast of all these explosions just pushing you. The jet itself tries to correct itself, but there's a lot of pushback, a lot of obviously force. You start to spin and tumble.
Otis, can you help write this thing, Mr. Master Pilot?
The 7th, the 8th, the 9th hit.
I'm gonna run over to the stick and try to battle the blast, I guess,
Roll
so we
power.
can gain control.
Roll power.
Hmm?
Roll
Power.
power.
God damn it, 3.
You tumble even more out of control, now spinning end over end. 10, 11,
I
12.
still want to try.
Explosions continue to go off in the distance, pushing
Rev
you
goes
farther
to
and
try to-
farther away.
Try to help Otis get control of this.
I slapped
joystick.
the stick to let him just take it.
Rev, roll power.
I have power. I rolled a 20 and I have that keyword, so I rolled a 23.
Shit,
You're
yeah.
able to control it. You're able to even it out. You're able to correct for all the incoming explosive and concussive blasts. As you spin it around and see what was left of Bighorn is just a gigantic fiery ball. And with that, we will end our session here tonight.
Damn it.
I want to.
You just have to blow up everything.
You guys rolled, and you guys did not roll, so you can kind of blame yourself.
roll RNGesus. Blame RNGesus.
Yeah.
Yogi and RNGesus.
Yeah. I want to thank everybody here tonight for who was hanging out with us. I want to thank you so much for Pie Boy, Tim Mac, everybody else who was hanging out. Thank you so much for that donation. That was super cool of you. I want to thank this group here. Shane O'Mac, thank you so much, brother. Got more out of the doctor this time. Find out the doctor's a little bit of a little bit of a love doctor. He's got a seedy past with the women, going on from one woman to another.
He's the one they call Dr. Feelgood.
Dr. Feelgood. There you go. Dr. H.
It's just a desperate attempt at, driving pain elsewhere.
and he does not like Girl Scout cookies. So I mean,
we found that out.
That
yeah.
has been established with the doc. I want to thank Burgher here, our good sir.
Thank you.
That was awesome. Something's happening with Otis. He wants to go head to head with old Roof.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see what happens.
Bloodlust.
And when we're going to see what's going to happen. You guys are crashing into something, and somebody's going to die. It's going to be great. And the good
Jeez.
old
My
Rev
God.
ran 118. Thank you so much, brother.
Yes, Rev 118. He's ready to blow some stuff up next time.
Unfortunately, we have lost Bighorn here.
R.I.P.
Compliments of a really bad roll from 2 out of the 3 gentlemen who are here tonight.
Is that what determined that the missiles came in with those rolls?
That is true. That was
Wow.
always something that was up in the air, so you guys had the ability to get out of it. But unfortunately, bad rolls. It's been bad
Too many
rolls
ones tonight.
So many
unfortunately.
bad rolls.
Well, we want to thank you so much for hanging out with us. It's been tremendous. I love doing this with you guys. You can always check us out on YouTube. Links always below. You can always see the streams if you want to get caught up and see what happened last time if you were not able to join us. From myself to Mr. Burgher to Mr. Rand to Mr. Shane, we want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with us this evening and just partaking and spending your time with us. Burgher, tell these guys where they can find you.
You're on Twitch. Burgher_TV. I'd appreciate it. You come by and stop by and say hi. Hi.
Definitely come out and check this guy out. He's awesome. He's playing a lot of different games as well, which is pretty cool. And you can always freely, as long as it's after Sunday, talk Game of Thrones with this guys. And you can only do it for one more Sunday, and then it's all over. And then everybody can complain why Benioff and Weiss have cut this short because they are the new
Star Wars.
writers of Star Wars.
Oh gosh!
And
I
that's
can stop
why-
hearing about Game of Thrones. Finally,
Yeah.
finally, we can stop
I
hearing
don't
about
know. You're probably going to hear about it for a while. That's a different story.
Supposedly there's a petition going around saying they want all of
Oh.
season 8 redone. And I'm just
I've
like,
heard
I heard about that.
do you
I'm
understand?
fine with it.
I heard
Do you
about that.
understand that that's millions and millions and millions of dollars? That it has to come from somewhere, and it's not coming from you.
Well,
A lot of people are
is it
dumb.
because it's crap?
No, it's just with anything, with people want what they want, and if they don't get what they want, then so goes.
Mhm.
And Ryan, please tell these people where they can follow you at. Most of these people are in your stream anyways.
Yeah, you guys know where to find me. I'm on Twitch, Rand118, on YouTube, Rand118. Thanks again, Shogi, for
No
all you
problem.
do. And the Minecraft server, like Tamak said.
Yes, you're absolutely welcome. I'm glad you guys are having just a blast on the Minecraft server. Once it gets like you've done everything, then we need to just wipe it and then do something new, like Sevtech
Yeah.
or something like that. That I was looking at that one. That might be something to be interesting in, or just kill you guys all. It'd be great. It's another gauntlet.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Well, I want to thank you guys again for hanging out with us tonight. And until next time, check us out next Friday. Again, we only have 2 more episodes this season, so definitely check us out. We love you all. Peace. And until next time, keep it safe on the West, everyone. Later.